Hello. Today I'll be discussing our discussion post 3, which talks about the edTPA preparation and how our 3SB program has got us prepared to do this assignment. Um, so, shall I begin? I think our program has prepared us for the edTPA by really emphasizing how important this big test is and the importance of testing. Although we have also had a lot of counterpoints and counter arguments that make it a little bit questionable, because we've talked a lot throughout the program, especially in other classes, not necessarily in your seminar class, but in other classes, about the problems with teaching to a test and how students don't retain and resuscitate um, the necessary information when it's just memorization versus actually conceptual thinking through process and things like that. And I think our program has been a lot of just preparing us for taking this test, which may be okay in the short run to be able to get us through this edTPA, this daunting task. But I think in the long run, it's hindering our abilities to be productive teachers. So I think we've gone over the structure of the test, what the expectations are. We've thoroughly gone through the requirements. I don't necessarily agree with the method that we used to go through those practices. I think it was very dry and not very collaborative, or um, it didn't really connect to the actual practices that were being pushed towards teaching. So it was troubling for me to be able to see the connections. Um, so a lot of this stuff I didn't feel like we could connect to our actual teaching. It's more just to be able to get through this test, and I had a lot of problems with that. Um, and other than that, it's hard to know how well our course has prepared us when I haven't even been able to get through the edTPA yet. So I feel like I'll know how well this course prepared me once I'm able to get the edTPA done and finished up. Um, so I've got another 2 minutes here of rambling, so let's keep going. So, um, for instance, like we would just our last couple of assignments, you had us go through the rubrics and just type out 50 words. That doesn't seem like a very interactive assignment to me. It's very cut and dry, and I just had very little motivation to get it done. My only motivation to get it done was just because I have to, not because it's actually something that's going to, what I felt like, help me become a better teacher. I felt like I could be using my time a lot more efficiently, to be preparing lesson plans, to be discussing with my other teachers about ideas of what we can be teaching for our curriculum. Um, there's a lot of other field things that I feel like I could have been doing instead of that, and so that's the decision that I chose. So that's why I chose not to do the rubric. Um, Other things we had to do another assignment where we're just writing, and see, I mean, retained very little information because it was just an assignment to me versus actually getting something out of it. So the structure of the course I had a problem with a lot. Um, I didn't feel like it was connected to actual teaching practices. It was just more structured, like I've said, to make sure we get past this test, which is a problem for me because we talk about all the time the problems to teaching to tests, and yet our whole teaching credential program has been structured that way. So I feel like there's a big disconnect there, and things need to be changed. Uh, we got all these other states that are um, writing off this edTPA test, and yet California won't. You got some states that are, writing out the bar exam for lawyers and things like that. Yet yet teachers still have to go through this, and I feel like we're the only ones that are asking to be flexible and adjust our teaching and things like that when the testing structures haven't changed at all. Um, this is a very difficult time, and it adds a lot of frustration, especially to us teachers. I'm trying to stay positive and work through it as best as I can, but um, when when the administration isn't helping us out the way that I feel like they should be or they can be, it adds to frustration and it makes it even more difficult to have to do this assignment. So I hope that I'm able to pass and not have to go through this again, because to me this was agonizing and I did not enjoy it, and I feel like I've got a lot out. I've learned how to teach a lot more from other experiences than I have from this teaching program. This teaching program taught me how to prepare for this test, which is I don't think like it's helped me become a better teacher. My experience is actually in the field where I'm working with other teachers, um, where I was able to just kind of go search out my own job and be an assistant in a school system. I feel like those have been more beneficial for me than this preparation for the edTPA. Overall, like I said, um, you've really focused on making sure we get the information for this test, for this edTPA. I don't agree with the structuring of it, um, and that's how I feel. Thank you.